Well, good morning friends, and welcome to another vlog. In today's video, I'm going to be continuing kind of my spring cleaning that I did a couple of weeks ago. This is kind of a out of necessity type of thing. Scott and I have been talking for quite a while about trying to find a solution to our air conditioning situation. We have window air conditioners. We've always cooled this home with window air conditioners. Several years ago, when we got our gas fireplace, we took our furnace out, and we don't have register vents anymore in most of the rooms. We've covered them up. So we can't do central air. It would be a massive undertaking to put central air in. Years ago, when we first moved in this house, we didn't have the money to put central air in, and so the cheapest solution was to get window air conditioners. Well, as time has gone by, we've gotten older, as everyone does, and it's getting harder and harder for Scott to manage those window air conditioners, even with Travis's help, because Travis does help him. Like the big one we put in the main living area, it's heavy, and it's been damaging. Like over time, our windows have gotten damaged. We actually really should replace the windows, especially here in the living room, which that's not going to happen this year, but eventually we're going to have to do that. So anyway, we've been talking about what can we do to not use window air conditioners anymore. Not to mention the fact that last year we went through 2 air conditioners, and they're not cheap to replace. One, it's a long story, but one got struck by lightning and the other one got damaged by mice, and we had to replace them. And so we've decided that we're going to try to install a mini split unit. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of a cross between, the best I can describe it, it's kind of a cross between a window air conditioner and a central air unit. It's got an outside unit and an inside unit, kind of like a central air, but it's not attached to your furnace. It's not run through the ductwork of your house. And so that in that way, it's kind of like a window air conditioner, but it doesn't go in your window. It's a freestanding unit that's outside. There's one unit that's inside the house, and then there's another unit outside the house, and they're connected through wiring and whatnot. And it also has to have a drain, so we're going to drain it down into the basement sink in our utility room. And so then we've been discussing where we're going to put it, because you can either mount it on the wall, or you can have it sitting on the floor. They have different styles. There's a wall mount style, there's a floor mount style, there's even a ceiling mount style, which would not work in this house because we've got cathedral ceilings. And so we've been going around and around about where we're going to put it, what we're going to do, and he decided that the floor mount style will be the easiest, and we've decided where we're going to put it, but I'm going to have to do some cleaning out of the area because we have a small home and I have stuff everywhere, and that was one of our problems. It's like we don't really have very much wall space in this living room, and to make wall space would require a lot of moving of furniture and decor. And so we found a spot where it will be out of the way, and that was the other thing. It's like you don't want this big old ugly thing hanging off the side of your wall in your living room. So we found a spot that's out of the way, that the plumbing will be easy, the wiring will be easy. We'll be able to put the outside unit in our backyard instead of in the front of the house, because Scott didn't want it out in the front where, you know, it's not very attractive. So anyway, I need to get the spot because he's going to order that mini split today. And I'm not sure when it'll, whenever it comes in, he's going to start installing it. You also have to have a professional come out. I don't know if it's a professional air conditioner guy or professional electrician. I don't know who it is, but according to code, you have to have a special guy, like a professional, come out and do something to it. But Scott can do a lot of the work himself. But as soon as it arrives, he's going to want to start working on it. So I need to get the spot where we're going to put it cleaned out. So let me show you where we're going to put it. We're going to put it under here. This is my island that goes into the kitchen. If you're not familiar with my house, I have an open concept house. Dining room, kitchen, living room, bedrooms, and one of the bathrooms is there. And so we wanted it somewhere where it could cool the main areas of the house. Now we're thinking Travis may still want to put his air conditioner. He's got a little miniature air conditioner that he bought and put in his window in his bedroom. He might want to still do that. We have a real small air conditioner that we put in our bedroom window, which we may still want to do that. But we're hoping that this unit will cool basically the whole house. So we won't have to even put the small air conditioners in, but we will see. But anyway, no one ever really sits here, even though this bar stool is there. I mean, very, very rarely does anyone sit there. So that's going to go downstairs. And then these two organizing units, I'm going to have to find another spot for them. Now we're thinking possibly the mini split will fit right there. And I can still leave one storage unit there. But really, honestly, I think I want to just clear all of that out, have the mini split like centered on that wall there. Actually, it'll be sitting on the floor, but it'll be fastened to the back of that's my kitchen cabinets back there. It's going to just be fastened to the back of the kitchen cabinet so it won't topple over. But it's going to, it's a floor mounted unit. Then Scott can drill a hole through the floor down into the basement for all of the plumbing and the electrical lines and everything. And then he can run the electrical lines out through the kitchen, out into the backyard. And then all the plumbing will go down into the utility room. The utility room is right in this general area in the basement. Anyway, so that will work out really well. So today I need to get all that stuff pulled out of there. I'm gonna have to find space somewhere in my house for these. I think I'm gonna end up putting them in my bedroom, I think. And then everything on top is gonna have to find a new home as well, which I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is out here in the entry, my pantry out here is an absolute mess. Bo wants to come back in, I think, but he's enjoying the sunshine. I need to totally reorganize all of these shelves, and I think I can fit a lot of that stuff that's on top of those units out here. So I've got a lot to do. And then on top of that, I really wanted to get some of my Easter decor put away. I think this video is probably going to wind up being today and tomorrow, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get all of that done. But here's my Easter tote for my Easter decor. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and I'm not going to record it because it's just too close and too tight. And my bedroom is an absolute mess. I haven't made my bed. I'm going to go in there and start making a space for these storage units and get those moved in there. And then when I get all of that done, I'll pick you back up and I'll show you the finished result. I would like to film it, but it's just such a close space in here. Let me show you where I'm thinking about putting those units, those storage units. I'm gonna put one of them here. And so then that means all this stuff has to go somewhere else. And then I'm thinking about putting the other one over here and putting a couple of my plants on top of it. And then that way I can get rid of these plant stands, use those outside. Yeah, so that's what I'm planning on doing or thinking about doing. I think those storage units aren't any wider than this. So I don't think it will cause congestion through here for Scott to get in and out of bed. Now it might cause a problem trying to get into those units, into the storage. I'll probably put the stuff that I don't use often in the storage unit that I put here so that I'm not hardly ever getting in and out of it. So anyway, let me get busy and I'll bring you back when I've gotten at least some of it done. All right, here we are. This is the stage we're at. Got those out. Still got some of the totes that were like in them because I want to go through them and reorganize. I trimmed all the I trimmed all the dead stuff off of my plants. I picked up most of it, but I'm gonna have to use a broom for that. And this is what we're looking like in here. Now I left that open because in case Scott wants to put that window air conditioner in there, he can. If we decide we're not going to, then I can scoot this down and then I would have more room over here. These totes have things in them that I use quite a bit. This one got broken. I'll have to fix that. Vitamins, tea. We drink a lot of tea. Both of those have tea in them. And then down there are like light bulbs and extension cords and things like that that I use in my decor. Replacement bulbs, stuff like that. So that's in there. I was able to put this back, which I'm glad because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that. This just has like first aid. This is like our first aid stuff and medicine stuff. And then that's the other one, and that's the one I'm going to put stuff in those totes that I don't get into too often, don't need to get into too often. So let me go ahead and set the tripod up, and I'm going to start working on the entryway, getting that all cleaned, because I'm thinking some of the stuff out in the entryway can go in these totes. Things that I don't get into often, but I don't want to take downstairs. I have storage downstairs, but I don't like to put stuff that I use like often downstairs because my knees, I can't hardly take those stairs sometimes. So if I can avoid going up and down the stairs 1,000 times a day, that's always a good thing. Another little update I wanted to do is, do you remember a few weeks ago when I painted this? And this is where my kids, the growth, where I marked their growth as they were little and as they grew. And I was like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to do something to fix that up, but I wasn't sure what. Well, what we ended up doing is we bought this thing off of Amazon. Now it took a while to get here because it was personalized. The Flora family. That was the year Scott and I got married. And then last night, I have a label maker that has clear labels. Last night, Scott and I transferred all those markings of the kids' growth onto this. And you put this together like a puzzle. And so on the back of it, I put some paper, some cardstock, and some tape to reinforce these connections. And then Scott screwed in a hole in the bottom and in the top. And he's going to put it up here when he gets home. Originally, we were going to take all these labels off and then just paint over it, but I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I could not bring myself to do it. These are so many memories, and I told him it's like unearthing a Pharaoh's tomb and then going in and painting over all of the hieroglyphics. I mean, I just can't do it. So we are going to just hang it over this part, and I painted around it because just a small amount of the edge is going to show on either side of that growth chart. And then, of course, you know, the bottom of it will stick out and then the top will stick out. And so if we ever need to remove that thing or whatever might happen, their memories, my memories, are still on this wall, as ugly as it looks, as dirty as it looks. I just couldn't do it. Could not bring myself to do it. So you won't see it, but it'll still be there and I'll know it's there. All right, so out here, these baskets are gonna stay the way they are. I'm probably gonna go through them and reorganize them again. This needs to come down off of here. And I'm gonna do something different with all of this. So I'm gonna take this out of here, and then I'm gonna put another one of those gray baskets here. This stuff is all like animal stuff, and I think I'm gonna put this in one of those gray totes in my bedroom because it doesn't really need to be out here. Let me see here. All of this stuff. This is all stuff we used when we took care of that chicken with the bumblefoot. I'll leave Scott's slippers here. I think I'm going to move the cat food down here on this shelf. And then I'll move his slippers over, and then I can fit another basket right there. Boys, do you want a treat? I'm going to break this into 3 pieces because they don't need a big one. You guys want a treat? Take it nice. There you go. Go boys. All right, it's time to clean this shelf. This is where I'm going to put the cat food. I think all of these jars of dehydrated spices and things I'm going to put in that one of those drawers in the bedroom, in that closet, in that organizing bin, because I don't want to throw these out, but yet I don't use them that often. So let me get all of these jars put somewhere else. All right, I got all those jars off of there. This is where I'm going to put the cat food and some more like dog treats. This is some old dog food that we have left from, we used to give our old dog, outside dog, Bear, before he went over the Rainbow Bridge. And we just keep it for emergencies if we need it for one of the other dogs or something like that. And then I put my oats, chocolate chips, and rice. These were all on top of those organizers out in the living room. Now I'm going to get started just reorganizing these cans shelves, because things are just kind of shoved in there willy-nilly with no rhyme or reason. So I'm going to get that all organized. All right, I have all of this organized. Looks so much better. Now, I still have a few glass canisters of stuff that I'm not sure what I don't want to put them downstairs, so I'm not really sure where I'm going to put them. So I'm thinking I'm going to move my crock pot, put it somewhere else, and put my other glass canisters of things like carob chips and ginger chews and candied ginger and things like that. I'm going to put those right there. Believe it or not, I have an empty tote here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little basket and put it down inside here. And then these are my sprouting seeds. And I'm going to go ahead and put those down in here. I haven't made sprouts in a really long time. That's something I like to do in the summer months. I don't know why that is, but so anyway, those are going to go in there. Some basil seeds. That can go downstairs. This basket's filthy. That can go downstairs. Put this over here. And now I just need to clean off my bed and fix it. And that looks really good. My entryway looks really good. My living room looks really good. I need to sweep and mop in there. So let me go ahead and let me get my bed made first, and then we'll go out and sweep and mop in the living room. That looks so much better. And even with like a mini split right there, it'll look so much cleaner and less cluttered, which I've been really trying to do in my house, is because I am a maximalist, but I don't like clutter. I like my things, but I like them to be orderly, and I don't, if I start to feel a little bit, I don't know, claustrophobic or whatever, then it's time to start decluttering and getting rid of some things and simplifying. So that's what I've been kind of trying to do the last couple of years, is just like keep the things that I absolutely love and let go of everything else. So that's what I've been trying to do. And those organizing, whatever you call them, cubicles or whatever, they were not cluttered. They were necessary, but for a while now, since Christmas, they've been really kind of bothering me, and I was wanting to find someplace else for them. So I'm hoping they work in my bedroom. I think they will. I don't think they're not going to be in Scott's way when he gets in and out of bed. We can get to the things that we need to get to. So I think it's going to work for them to be in there. Nobody ever goes in our bedroom except for Scott and I, so it's not like it has to be like beautiful. I know some people have like gorgeous bedrooms. That's not really a priority of mine. I mean, like, I like my space to look nice, but honestly, my bedroom is the last place that I clean, and 9 times out of 10, I don't fix my bed. So I'm just being honest. It's not super up there on my priority. But anyway, one other thing I wanted to do, We brought this big old fan in the other day because it was actually hot. And we're like, man, I wish we had the air conditioners in. So we just brought this fan in and to pull cool air in. We don't need it right now. This planter right here, or plant stand, my friend Cindy got this for me a few years ago for my birthday, and it's so beautiful. I put it outside on my deck for one season, and it started to get rusty, and I'm like, I don't want it to get rusty. I don't want it to get nasty and messed up. So I decided I'm not going to put it back outside again. So I've used it for different things in the house. Most recently it was in my bedroom being used as a plant stand, but I think for now I'm going to try to find a spot for it here in my dining room, kind of over there in that spot. So let me move this fan out of the way. I can definitely go back outside. I need to dust the legs on that because I just noticed they've got all kinds of cobwebs on it. So let me get that dusted and in place, and then I'll show you when I get it all set up. I know it's a little bit backlit, but this frog, I bought this years ago from Walmart, and it's cement. I mean, like, this sucker's heavy. And I just really like it, so I've not really wanted to put it outside for it to get all messy. Now, I have had it out on my front deck from, a few years, time, on and off. But most of the time it's been in the house. And it fits inside this basket, like, perfectly. And so I think I'm just going to throw a doily off the side, soften it up a little bit. And there we go. Isn't he cute? I love it. So my plant stand, I can see it, I can enjoy it. It's beautiful. It's not going to get messed up. It's not in the way. Nobody's going to trip over it. And it's cute. I really like that. That turned out super cute. Plus, this basket was out in the entryway, and I didn't know what else I was going to do with it. And it so happens to fit the frog perfectly. It's the same shape and everything. So it was meant to be. All right, getting all of those things organized didn't take me quite as long as I thought it was going to. So I am going to try to get all of my Easter decor picked up today and packed back away. I probably won't get it redecorated today, but it will still be in this video. So let me go ahead and just start gathering all my Easter stuff and put it here on the table. Quick update on my tulips. They're starting to bud. A couple more days or a day or two, they'll be fully bloomed. actually the next morning, and there's just one more thing I want to do to finish up this video. If I have morning voice, it's because it's first thing in the morning. I ran out of time yesterday, things got busy, and I realized there's really not that much redecorating that I need to do because I didn't really do that much spring decorating. The main thing was my coffee table, which you saw me do, and then the centerpiece on my table, and then this little area over here. And I went ahead and did this yesterday. Put that on there. Really like that. The candle is on a timer. It'll come on later today. It stays on, I think, for 8 hours and then shuts off. But I wanted to go ahead and put my centerpiece together real quick. And I've got all of these elements here that I want to use. So I'm going to start with a blank slate here. Just take everything off of here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this Bible or different books. That Bible's pretty torn up. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? I'm going to scoot this down a little bit. There we go. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over and wipe it out because it's dusty. Okay. I love this tray. I love the size of it and the shape of it. And I do love the scene that's kind of a wood burned into it, but it's a winter scene. So when I use it anytime other than winter, I cover it up. The first thing I know is I don't want to use these flowers again. So I'm going to put those over on my plant stand in a little bit. I want to use this milk glass vase, and I want to use the green flowers out of here. Just going to pull them out of this arrangement and just plop them in here. And then next spring, if I want to, I can use these again. Or I can buy different flowers to go in this vase. There we go. Just about enough. I wish I had a couple more, but that's okay. I might buy another bunch of these later. I got these off of Amazon. Or I might buy a different color to add with it. That would be pretty. That's what I'm probably do. But for today, we're just going to leave it like this. I like how it matches this candle. My sister made this candle, and it was part of the centerpieces at Lydia's wedding. And anybody who wanted to could take some. So take one. So I did. Olivia also got one. All right, so I'm going to put this doily, of course. Let me see. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I want the doily like so. Put the flowers there. I don't want anything to be wobbly because I move this on and off the table all the time. So then I've got this little pedestal that I was going to put the candle on. I'm not sure I like that though. I think I want the candle to be lower. But that's not high enough. I need to get a riser to put the candle on. This riser is just the lid off of something. There you go, that's better. I know it's not the greatest angle for you to see what I'm doing. I want to put a book on here, but I don't know if that's what I want to do or not. Let me go see if I can find some different books. All right, this is the arrangement that I had. I had this on the centerpiece before spring, and I had moved this over to my fireplace, my gas fireplace. But I moved it back in here, and I kind of like it with the clock and the glasses, or the watch and the glasses and the little spoon. So I think I'm going to leave that there. And I wanted to add these little birds. Those there. I don't know, it's missing something. Let me do a little shopping of my house and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to reconfigure this just a little bit. I went down and I found this picture. This is my mom and dad's wedding picture. And I'm going to add that to this. I'm going to put it right here in front of the flowers. And then I'm going to put the candle back here in this corner. I'm going to put it on this riser. I'm going to put the birds in the front here. And then I think I'm going to take this bottle and stick that right there. Yeah, I like that. Seems like there's just a little something missing. I was going to add one of these wreaths, but it just took up too much space. It is a pretty color. Oops. Well, I think for sure I'm going to get some more of these flowers. I'm going to get, I think, blue ones if they have it, because I want to bring some more blue into this. And maybe this is too tall. Let's see. Put this riser. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's a little better. I think this was just too tall. It was throwing me off. I think that's going to be it for now. I will be tweaking it. Like I said, I'm going to get some blue flowers to put in there. I'd like to find some kind of greenery to stick around the bottom of this. But like I said, these are too big. So I'll have to figure something out for that, because I want to bring a little bit more greenery into it. But other than that, I like it. Yeah. So I'll tweak this. It won't be done today, but it will. I'll show you in another video what the final look is. But for now, that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for spending basically a day with me, and plus a little, and coming along with me as I did all the rearranging and did a little bit of decorating, got my Easter stuff put away. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll see you all again later with another brand new video. Bye-bye, friends. Real quick follow-up. I ended up putting one of those little springy wreaths right there, and I absolutely love it. Added a nice touch of brightness to that. To this, I found some ivy, and I kind of just wove it around that bottle, and that's what that needed. And when I get the blue flowers, that'll be perfect, and that'll look so nice. And then with the other wreath, I just stuck it over here underneath this pot, and I love how that brought brightness to this corner as well. All right, that is it then. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.